Hello, everyone, and welcome to Stories from an Ugly Childhood. I am your host, The Crap Artist. And today, for entry 6, we're going to blame my mom and her boyfriend for my car anxiety. It is a fact. I am a piss poor passenger. I cringe, I jump, I flinch. I have very bad depth perception, and that really doesn't have anything to do with my mom, but it doesn't help either. So everything looks really fucking close and it just amplifies it. Um, I have to hold myself back from telling my husband to slow down and, watch what he's doing. Because I know that he's a really good driver and it's just my perception that's off, you know. But he does sometimes drive like zombies on motorcycles or after us, and that is kind of annoying. Um, so, anyway, I'm a bad passenger, and I'm not a good driver either. I drive very slow. In my youth, I have gotten tickets for going too far under the speed limit on Route 95 in the middle of the night, because I'm lost, have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm going 40 miles an hour in a 55, trying to figure shit out. And we didn't have GPS back then. We had fucking crappy road maps that I hardly knew how to read. Yep. Um, so my mom is a very reckless driver. I don't know if she is now. I have not been in her presence since 2020. Actually, I haven't been in her presence since 2018. I haven't spoken to her since 2020. And I have not been in a vehicle with her as a driver since, 2004 or so. Um, Mercifully. She is incredibly reckless. She was. I already said that. She had a habit of paying attention to everything else inside the car and not what was going on outside of it very much. She believes she can multitask, is what that is. And she was very fond of doing things like putting on her makeup, changing her clothes, writing checks, reading, filling out forms while she's driving. She would tilt the steering wheel down so that she could use her knee to stabilize the steering wheel, and she would just glance up periodically to make sure there was no cars close by or no cops either, and just do what she needed to do. And she's also very fond of driving very, very, very fast. Um, when I was in single digit ages, I remember her getting pulled over by police every single time we went to the beach. Every single time. And yeah, that's how she met the man that is my stepfather now. Because reckless driving, he pulled her over and he got her phone number off the ticket. If that ain't a red flag. Um, so yeah, mom's a reckless driver, and I've been in quite a few car accidents where my face and forehead connected with the inside of the windshield. The worst of which, and the last one that was my very strongest lesson of never ever ever get in a car without a seatbelt on, was when I was 13 years old, and we were on our way to Ocean City. It was either Ocean City or Cape May, can't remember. Um, and she was driving down a windy back road with like orchards and farms and cute little ranch style houses. And there was a car stopped in front of us, and she was writing a check. And I'm the one watching the road. Mom, I think that car in front of us is slowing down. Mom, that car has stopped. Mom, that car has stopped. Mom, that car has stopped. Bam! She rear ends the car swerves off to the side, we swerve off into a ditch and hit a tree too. In somebody's yard, is like, drainage thing. And hit a tree in that, it was, man, we were going fast. And I slammed into the windshield and I got a serious, serious concussion, for which I did not get proper medical care because my mom, being a nurse, she can take care of me herself. It's okay. And, me being a minor and her being the one in control of me, who's to question? Anyway, yeah. So that was the last time I ever was in a car without a seatbelt. Yep. And that is the thing that sticks in my head while I'm in the passenger seat with my husband and I feel like he's going too fast or driving too close to other cars. I flinch and I cringe and yep. And I drive very, very slow when I am the one that has to be behind the wheel. I myself have not owned my own vehicle since 2017. I was driving, my husband gave me his Malibu when he got some other car. And I drove that one into the dirt and never got another one. And my excuse for never driving his car is it's too big for me to handle. It's a Pontiac Vibe. It is not that big. I just don't really want to do it because I'm terrified. I'm terrified I'm gonna hit somebody. I'm terrified I'm gonna hurt somebody. It's not necessarily for myself. That I think of myself when I'm in a passenger seat, but when I'm behind the wheel, I don't want to fucking hurt anybody. I don't want to hit another car. I'm even afraid to back up out of our own driveway because our neighbors have to park so fucking close. And it's probably not so fucking close. It's because I have shitty depth perception. And now we're gonna blame my stepfather for the other parts of it. So, while I was living with my mom, I'd been working since I was 14 years old. Not getting paid to work when you're 14. She made me do volunteer stuff. I had to volunteer at the high school with the special needs kids at the summer camp. And then she volunteered me at a Catholic summer camp. And then she volunteered me here and there. And yeah, I had to go deliver flyers for my stepfather's friend's lawn care business. Never got paid for any of that until I was 15 years old and got my first real job. And they fired me when they found out I was 15. But yeah, I worked very young and continuously unless I was in school. And my mom took every single one of my paychecks. Yes, she did. She took every single one of my paychecks and she put them in savings for my car and my education and so on. And I got an allowance. Even when I was working 40 hours a week in the summers, I did not have access to my full paycheck. And I guess, that's what you do when you're a parent. You take your kids' money and you squirrel it away for them. So that's what she did. And so my stepfather would be the one that purchased all of my vehicles. He would go out and be the one that picked them out and decide if they were, suitable for me. And he did that, and they convinced me he needed to be the one to do that until I was about 29 years old. And every single car that my stepfather ever picked out for me was a terrifying death trap in one way or another. The last car that my mom convinced me he knew what he was doing when he purchased for me, and it was $4,000, was a Pontiac Sunfire. I think it was a 96 or something like that. I don't fucking remember. It's just a car. And on the way home from purchasing the car, which was a 2.5 hour drive from New Jersey to Maryland, the power steering exploded. And luckily for me, it happened right as I was coming off of an exit into my town, and at the corner there was a mechanic, so I just pulled right the fuck in there and, said, hey, something just happened to my car and it's very hard to steer. And, that was $3,000. And then all four fuel injectors were bad and leaking, and that was quite a lot of money. I think in the end, not including the initial $4,000 purchase of the vehicle, the first 3 months I had the car, it cost me $8,000. Just to get it roadworthy and properly, up to Maryland inspection standards. And I did not want my stepfather to buy me this car. I did not need his help. I have friends that are mechanics. I have friends that are vintage car restoration experts. And I have one friend that does drift racing. And I've had these friends since I have lived in the state of Maryland. And they would have helped me purchase a vehicle that was properly inspected and worthy of me, instead of, letting my mom browbeat me and guilt me and make me feel stupid and inept, and Tom can do it for you. He knows what he's doing, and nobody's gonna sell him a lemon. He's a state trooper. It's like, don't you know how people feel about cops? Don't you? And retired cop, oh boy, what are you gonna do? You're a retired cop. So yeah, great big car anxiety. Don't want to drive. Have a lot of problem behind the wheel, and a lot of problem in the passenger seat. And I don't know if there are therapists that handle that kind of thing. And I really, really wish that I knew what kind of search phrases to use to look for one, because it does affect the quality of my life. Now that I don't have my own vehicle and I have to rely on my husband in public transportation, I can't just get up and do what I want to do when I want to do it. If I get angsty and angry and want to go smoke a joint in the church parking lot and listen to Dio at 3 a.m., I can't fucking do that anymore. Because I don't have my own car. Yep. This one has no resolution. If anybody knows, like, a automotive trauma therapist, let me know in the comments. Thanks. Bye.